Hey Jake, what's up? You look frozen today.
Hey, Sarah. Oh my gosh, yes, I am freezing. But you know what? The cold weather actually got me thinking about the Winter Olympics. I was watching some old clips last night and I got completely hooked.
Oh, I love the Winter Olympics. Actually, funny story. Last winter, I went skiing for the first time and I was absolutely terrible. I fell like 20 times, and the whole time I kept thinking, how do Olympic skiers do this? They make it look so easy. I could barely stand up.
That's hilarious. I tried ice skating once and the same thing happened to me. I was holding onto the wall the entire time while little kids were zooming past me like it was nothing. It was so embarrassing.
Right? And then you watch figure skating at the Winter Olympics, and they're doing triple jumps and spinning in the air and landing perfectly, and you can't even stand on the ice without falling. It really makes you appreciate how incredible these athletes are.
Absolutely. And that's actually what we want to talk about today. We're going to help you talk about the Winter Olympics in English. We'll cover all the sports, the vocabulary you need, and give you real conversations you can use when you're watching with friends or talking about it at work.
Yes, and with the next Winter Olympics coming up in Milano-Cortina in 2026, this is perfect timing. By the end of this episode, you'll be ready to talk about all the winter sports like a pro.
So let's start with the essential vocabulary. The Winter Olympics have some really specific sports and words that you need to know.
Absolutely. So first, let's talk about the different sports. There are two main categories, ice sports and snow sports. Ice sports take place on ice, inside an arena, or on a frozen track. Snow sports take place outside on snow, usually on a mountain.
Great distinction. So let's start with ice sports. The first one is figure skating. Figure skating is the sport where athletes skate on ice and perform jumps, spins, and dance moves. It's one of the most popular Winter Olympic sports. You can say, "Did you watch the figure skating last night? It was beautiful."
And there are different types of figure skating. There's singles, where one person skates alone, pairs, where two people skate together and do lifts and throws, and ice dancing, which is more focused on rhythm and dance moves on the ice.
Next is speed skating. This is a race on ice. The skaters go incredibly fast around an oval track. There's short track speed skating on a smaller rink, which is super exciting because the skaters are very close together and there are often crashes and overtakes.
Then we have ice hockey. Most people know this sport. Two teams try to score goals by hitting a puck, that's the small black disc, into the other team's net using a stick. Hockey is huge in countries like Canada, the US, Russia, and Sweden.
And finally, there's curling. This is a really interesting sport. Players slide heavy polished stones across the ice toward a target called the house. Their teammates sweep the ice in front of the stone with brooms to control its speed and direction. It might look simple, but it requires a lot of strategy.
I love curling. It's so addictive to watch. Okay, now let's move to snow sports. The first big one is skiing. But there are many types of skiing in the Olympics. Alpine skiing is the one most people think of, going down a mountain really fast. There are different events like downhill, slalom, and giant slalom.
Right, and in slalom, the skiers have to go through gates. Those are the poles with flags on them. They zigzag down the mountain. If they miss a gate, they're disqualified.
Then there's cross-country skiing. This is very different from alpine skiing. Instead of going downhill, athletes ski on flat or gently rolling terrain for long distances. It's one of the most physically demanding sports at the Winter Olympics.
We also have ski jumping. This is exactly what it sounds like. Athletes ski down a very steep ramp and then fly through the air. They're judged on distance and style. It's absolutely breathtaking to watch.
And then there's biathlon. This is a really unique sport that combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. The athletes ski for a while, then stop to shoot at targets, then ski again. If they miss targets, they get time penalties. It's fascinating.
For snowboard fans, there's snowboarding. The main events are halfpipe, where athletes do tricks in a U-shaped ramp, slopestyle, where they do tricks on a course with rails and jumps, and snowboard cross, which is a race with multiple riders at the same time.
Two more. Bobsled or bobsleigh. A team pushes a sled and then jumps in and races down a narrow, icy track at incredible speeds. And luge. Similar to bobsled, but the athlete lies on their back on a tiny sled, feet first. It's terrifying. They can reach speeds of over 140 kilometers per hour.
And we can't forget skeleton, which is like luge but head first, face down, going over 100 kilometers per hour. It's one of the most extreme sports in the Winter Olympics.
Okay, so let me recap the key sports. On ice, we have figure skating, speed skating, ice hockey, and curling. On snow, we have alpine skiing, cross-country skiing, ski jumping, biathlon, snowboarding, bobsled, luge, and skeleton.
Perfect. Now let's learn some more important vocabulary that you'll hear all the time during the Winter Olympics.
Okay, the first one is slope. A slope is the side of a mountain where you ski. The slopes were in perfect condition today. You'll also hear course, the specific path or track where the competition takes place. She had the fastest time on the course.
Next is podium. The podium is the platform where the top 3 athletes stand during the medal ceremony. She stood on the podium with tears in her eyes. And you can say finish on the podium to mean you got a medal, first, second, or third place.
Personal best, or PB, is when an athlete achieves their best ever result. He didn't win a medal, but he got a personal best, so he was really happy. It's a great expression because we use it in everyday life too. Like, I ran 5 kilometers today. It's a personal best for me.
A clean run means a performance without any mistakes or falls. She did a clean run in the giant slalom and moved into first place. The opposite would be she had a fall or she crashed on the third turn.
Conditions refers to the weather and snow or ice quality. The conditions were tough today. It was really windy. Or, the ice was in perfect condition. This is something people talk about a lot during the Winter Olympics because the weather can really affect the results.
And disqualified, shortened to DQ, means an athlete is removed from the competition because they broke a rule. He was disqualified for missing a gate in the slalom. It's heartbreaking when it happens.
Great! Now let's do our first practice conversation. Imagine we're watching the Winter Olympics together at home. I'll start.
Let's do it.
Oh, the figure skating is starting. I've been waiting for this all day. Who do you think is going to win?
I'm not sure, but the Japanese skater has been amazing this season. His jumps are incredible. I think he's the favorite.
Yeah, he's so talented. Oh, look, the first skater is about to start. She's from South Korea.
Wow, look at that spin. She's spinning so fast.
And she just landed a triple axel. That's one of the hardest jumps in figure skating.
That was flawless. What a clean program. The crowd is going crazy.
Oh, but look at her score. It's not as high as I expected. The judges were tough on her.
Yeah, I think they deducted points for her landing on the second jump. She wobbled a little bit.
You're right, I saw that. Still, it was a beautiful performance. She must be proud.
Definitely. Oh, the next skater is coming out now. This is the Canadian skater. She won bronze at the last Olympics.
This is going to be exciting.
Great. Let's look at some key phrases from that conversation. First, she's the favorite. The favorite is the person everyone expects to win. He's the favorite to win gold in the downhill.
Then we said, landed a triple axel. In figure skating, to land a jump means to successfully complete a jump. And a triple axel is a specific jump where you spin 3.5 times in the air. If someone doesn't land it properly, we say, she fell on the triple axel.
We also said deducted points. In judged sports like figure skating and snowboarding, judges can take away points for mistakes. The judges deducted 2 points for the fall. And wobbled means she wasn't perfectly stable. He wobbled on the landing but didn't fall.
And a clean program means a performance with no mistakes. In figure skating, the program is the entire routine, the jumps, spins, and dance. A short program is shorter, and a free skate or long program is longer.
Now let's practice another situation. Imagine you're at work and a colleague is talking about the Winter Olympics.
Hey Jake, did you see the ski jumping yesterday?
No, I missed it. What happened?
Oh, it was incredible. There was a huge upset. The Austrian guy who was supposed to win crashed on his second jump.
No way! He was the world champion, right?
Yes, and then this young Norwegian skier, nobody expected him to do well, and he won the gold medal. His jump was massive. He flew 140 meters.
Wow, that's amazing! An underdog story. I love those.
And the best part was his reaction. He was so shocked, he started crying on the podium during the medal ceremony. It was really emotional.
I need to watch the replay. That sounds incredible.
Good conversation. Let's pick out some useful expressions. First, a huge upset. An upset in sports means an unexpected result. The person everyone expected to win lost. It was a huge upset when the champion was eliminated in the first round.
And underdog. The underdog is the person nobody expects to win. Everyone thinks they'll lose. He was the underdog, but he proved everyone wrong. This is a fantastic word that we use in everyday English too. You can be an underdog at work, in a competition, in any situation.
We also said nobody expected him to do well. This is a great structure for talking about surprises. Nobody expected the Swiss team to win the relay. And the opposite, everyone expected her to win the gold.
Now let's talk about something specific to the Winter Olympics, the weather and conditions. This comes up all the time in conversation.
Great idea. So when we talk about conditions, we might say, the conditions were perfect today. Fresh snow, no wind. Or, the conditions were terrible. It was foggy and the visibility was really poor.
Important vocabulary here. Visibility means how far you can see. The visibility was only 50 meters because of the fog. Icy means covered in ice. The track was really icy today, which made it dangerous. And powder is fresh, soft snow. Skiers love powder. There was fresh powder on the slopes this morning.
You'll also hear wind chill. This is how cold it feels because of the wind. The temperature was -10, but the wind chill made it feel like -25. And postponed means delayed to a later time. The race was postponed because of bad weather.
Now let's do a fun conversation about disagreeing on winter sports, because everyone has their favorite.
I'll start. I think figure skating is the best Winter Olympic sport. It's so beautiful and artistic. The music, the costumes, the choreography, it's like watching art on ice.
I respect that, but I think alpine skiing is way more exciting. It's fast, it's dangerous, and the athletes are flying down a mountain at like 130 kilometers per hour. That's real adrenaline.
I get that, but figure skating requires so much more skill. The athletes have to be dancers, gymnasts, and athletes all at the same time. Plus, one tiny mistake and the whole thing falls apart.
That's a fair point, but with alpine skiing, one tiny mistake and you could crash into a fence at full speed. The stakes are even higher.
Okay, you've got a point there. But what about the drama? In figure skating, you never know what score the judges will give. It keeps you on the edge of your seat.
True, but I still prefer the simplicity of skiing. The fastest person wins. No judges, no controversy, just pure speed.
Well, I think we'll have to agree to disagree again.
Let's look at the great expressions we used. Way more exciting. Using way before more makes the comparison stronger. It's way more exciting is more emphatic than just it's more exciting.
I said, I get that, but... This is a casual, friendly way to disagree. It means, I understand your opinion, but I think differently. Very natural in English.
The stakes are higher means the risks or consequences are bigger. It comes from gambling, but we use it all the time. The stakes are higher in the final than in the qualifying rounds.
And keeps you on the edge of your seat means something is so exciting that you can't relax. You're sitting forward, totally focused. The short track speed skating final kept me on the edge of my seat.
Now let's cover some amazing expressions and idioms related to winter and the Winter Olympics.
Okay, the first one is break the ice. This means to do something to make people feel more comfortable in a social situation. He told a funny joke to break the ice at the meeting. It comes from the idea of breaking through a frozen surface.
Next, on thin ice. If you're on thin ice, you're in a risky or dangerous situation. He's on thin ice with his boss after arriving late 3 times this week. Just like skating on thin ice in real life, it's dangerous.
Snowball effect. This means something that starts small but gets bigger and bigger, just like a snowball rolling down a hill. Once she started improving her English, it had a snowball effect. Her confidence grew, she practiced more, and she got even better.
The tip of the iceberg. This means the small, visible part of a much larger problem or situation. The mistakes in the report were just the tip of the iceberg. There were many more problems.
Give someone the cold shoulder. This means to ignore someone or treat them in an unfriendly way. She gave me the cold shoulder at the party. She didn't even say hello. Nothing to do with actual cold or shoulders.
And when hell freezes over. This is a fun, informal expression that means never. When will I try luge? When hell freezes over. I'm terrified of speed. It's a bit rude, so be careful who you say it to.
Great ones! Now, let's talk about common mistakes.
Mistake number 1. Learners often confuse skiing and skating. Skiing is on snow with skis. Skating is on ice with skates. So, I love watching figure skating, not figure skiing. And he won the skiing event, not the skating event if it's on snow.
Mistake number 2. The word snowboard. The sport is snowboarding. The object is a snowboard, and the person is a snowboarder. Many learners say he does snowboard, but in English we say he snowboards or he goes snowboarding.
Mistake number 3. Win versus beat. You win a competition or a medal, but you beat a person. She won the gold medal. She beat the defending champion, not she won the defending champion.
And mistake number 4. It's snowing versus it's snowy. It's snowing means snow is falling right now. It's snowy means there is snow on the ground. It was snowing during the race versus the slopes were very snowy.
Now let's talk about cultural differences related to the Winter Olympics.
First, the Winter Olympics tend to be dominated by certain countries. Norway is historically the most successful country at the Winter Olympics. Other strong nations include the US, Germany, Canada, Austria, and Sweden. If you're watching with people from these countries, they'll be very passionate about their teams.
Also, some Winter Olympic sports are much more popular in certain countries. Curling is huge in Canada and Scotland. Biathlon is massive in Scandinavia and Germany. Ice hockey is almost a religion in Canada and Finland. So, if you're talking with someone from these countries, ask about these sports. They'll love to talk about them.
Here's another cultural tip. In North America, the Winter Olympics are sometimes less watched than the Summer Olympics. But in Northern European countries, it's the opposite. The Winter Games are often more popular. So be aware of this when chatting with people from different countries.
And finally, if you're watching winter sports with English speakers, you'll hear some specific exclamations. She nailed it means she did something perfectly. What a wipeout means someone crashed badly. And that was sick, which sounds negative but actually means that was amazing. It's slang, especially for extreme sports like snowboarding.
Great tips! Okay, let's do our final practice scenarios.
Let's go.
Scenario 1. Someone asks you, "Are you following the Winter Olympics?"
Yes, I've been watching every night. The figure skating has been incredible this year. Have you been watching? Or, a little bit. I mostly watch the highlights on social media. The ski jumping clips are insane.
Scenario 2. You want to talk about a specific event you watch.
Did you see the women's snowboard halfpipe last night? It was amazing. This young athlete from Japan did a trick that nobody had ever done before in competition. She got a near-perfect score. I was blown away.
Scenario 3. You want to ask about the medal count.
Hey, have you checked the medal standings? I think Norway is in the lead again. They always dominate the Winter Olympics. How is our country doing?
Scenario 4. You want to talk about the conditions.
I heard the downhill race was postponed because of high winds. They rescheduled it for tomorrow. I hope the weather improves. It would be a shame if the athletes couldn't compete in good conditions.
And Scenario 5. Someone asks you which winter sport you'd like to try.
Honestly, I'd love to try curling. It looks like so much fun. I don't think I'd be any good at it, but I'd definitely give it a shot. But luge? Absolutely not. No way I'm going headfirst down an icy track at 140 kilometers per hour.
Perfect! Okay, let's wrap up today's episode. We covered so much. We learned the names of all the major Winter Olympic sports, from figure skating to bobsled. We practiced key vocabulary like slope, podium, personal best, and conditions.
We also had great practice conversations about watching the Winter Olympics with friends, talking about results at work, and disagreeing about our favorite winter sports. Plus, we learned awesome idioms like break the ice, on thin ice, snowball effect, and the tip of the iceberg.
Your homework this week. Watch one Winter Olympic event in English. Try to use at least 3 new words or expressions from today. And leave us a comment. What's your favorite Winter Olympic sport? And which sport would you be too scared to try?
I really want to know your answers. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you, and subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.
See you next time, and remember, when it comes to learning English, don't be afraid to break the ice.
Break the ice. Love it. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day or evening, wherever you are.
Bye-bye.